football, especially the young homies, I always give them this analogy of the ocean. And I always tell them in the ocean, you got different creatures, different marine animals, and they're all within the same ecosystem, but they all have different purposes, and they're all very different beings as well. So when I break it down to them, I tell them, you got jellyfish, swimming around, no neurons, don't know where to go, don't know how to move. They just move with the flow. Wherever the current takes them, that's where they go. High tide, low tide kind of thing. You got great white sharks. All right, these homies hunt alone. They're the most feared in the ocean. Everyone's tripping when they see a great white come around because they're hungry. They work on their own, and they do what they got to do to get to where they got to go and to succeed in whatever their thing is, their purpose is. You know what I'm saying? Their function. So you got them popping too. You got schools of fish, whether it's minnows, whether you got mackerel, whatever kind of fish it is. These homies just move together, collect one collective mind, but once you break them apart, they all fall. All right, and then you got what, orcas, killer whales, and dolphins. All right, very similar creatures. And killer whales a little more aggressive, but they still hunt in pods just like dolphins. All right, collective mind, but they can still move alone. They can still get it popping on their own. One thing you guys got to realize is I always tell the homies, especially in football, the worst thing isn't being a jellyfish. That's not the worst thing, because being a jellyfish, not literally, but you can decide to change your mindset and become a shark at some point in your life if you want to. The worst thing is being a great white shark and you following a jellyfish. The worst thing is having this potential, knowing what you got, and following someone or something that has no meaning, has no purpose, has no value to you. So you're diminishing your value being with this thing that's there. Even if you realize, like, even with houses, I know, like, when relatives are selling houses, if they got a nice beautiful house over here and the next door neighbor got like garbage outside, animals running around, raccoons tearing their garbage apart, that depreciates the value of the very nice beautiful home. Doesn't matter how nice it is, how many rooms they got, if it's a mansion, it depreciates the value. So that you guys got to make sure you don't do that by hanging out with the wrong kind of cats. All right, now you got the minnows, you know what I'm saying? These homies move together, schools of fish. If you watch National Geographic, these homies are doing the same thing all the time. If this guy turns, they turn. If this guy goes up, they go up. They're just one-minded fish, you know what I'm saying? They don't have their own single minds. So if you notice, even when dolphins come up and dissipate them, all of a sudden their whole life breaks apart. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. But then compare them to orcas and bottlenose dolphins. These homies move together, they hunt together, fish together, just, communicate together. But once something breaks apart, they straight. They can still hang out on their own. That's one thing you guys got to realize. In the ocean, you got to find out where your purpose, what you are in the ocean. And the way that God created us, it said we were fearfully and wonderfully made. In the depths of our mother's womb, God wove us together. So I'm sure He didn't make no jellyfish. Because that's your decision. You got to realize that God put something in you that no one else could ever put in you. And He knit it in. Knit is a very tight word. That means He took time to intricately, delicately, weave things together. So you gotta make sure you realize I think I'm a shark, and you ain't living up to a shark standard, and you're too busy following minnows or fish. Come on, that just diminishes the value that you have. But if you are great, if you are a minnow and you look at sharks like, I'm trying to move in this level. If you're a minnow and you're like, I'm trying to move in this level, you'll think about that and then later on move in that level. Another thing you guys gotta realize, a great white moves alone. When he's hunting seals and all that jazz, he's moving alone. At some point in your life, you're gonna go through something alone. Ain't nobody gonna be pulling your hand. Ain't nobody gonna be, okay, come on, buddy, let's go. None of that's gonna be happening, all right? Because God, even just like school, you get a test, you don't have your book with you. So when God gives you a test, you got to make sure you have the kind of mindset, at this point in my life, I got to be a great white. At some point in life, you also got to be an orca. You got to be working in a pod like dolphins and orcas. At some point, you got to be a blue whale, just low-key. You still moving slow, but you low-key just move through life. At some point, all these things are going to come into play in your life. And you got to realize what you're going through. But one thing you can't forget is the integrity, what you have, what you hold on, what you've been since day one. You got to remember that whatever you've been since day one, you got to stick with that. And everyone since day one, great white since day one, killer whale since day one, dolphin, God put so much in us that we can't just limit that to some cheesy stuff. So if you're chilling with cats who every time you're with them, excuse me, something bad happens or nothing's popping, I'm out. Alright? I don't gotta talk to you. If you work in a place and people are always cussing you out, hating on you, being disrespectful, and that ain't you, I'm not saying quit the job, but find a different way to move around it. Don't succumb to that nonsense, because once you do that, all of a sudden you're chasing something lower than you. And guys, keep in mind, the human being is an adaptive creature. Everything we do stems from someone. We don't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to go bully someone. We don't wake up one day and say, I'm going to be disrespectful to this person because I don't randomly like them. It ain't like that. Some people see things in you that you may not see in yourself. You got to make sure that, wow, if someone's hating on you, man, especially for me, what I learned now, if someone's hating on me, being rude, I just look at them, I just say thank you. I'm like, thank you, because today I was having a tough day and I forgot the value that I had. And if you want to stoop so low to hate on me because you see that value in me and you don't want it to come out, thank you. Just give me a reminder. So stop saying cats hating on you. Anybody hating on you, it's not hate. It really isn't hate. These people doing these things, that's not hate. It's simply, they just see something in you that you may not see at the time, or you may not even know, and they're just trying to bring you down because they don't want you to see you reach that potential. Some cats just mean-spirited. They just go around hating. But like I said, everything the human does stems from somewhere. So we got to make sure we reciprocate that with love. You get hate, hit it back with love. You get something negative, make sure you hit it back with love, because you never know what that person's going through. You never know what's happening in their life, and you don't want to add to it. But you can do the love that God gave to us that He put in our hearts. We can spread that with others. So guys, I want you guys to think about it. Write it down. Think about the qualities and traits, whatever you have, and think about it. Am I a jellyfish? Am I a killer whale? Am I a shark? Dolphin? Am I just a school of minnows? What am I? Find out who you are. Find out what you are. And keep in mind, every one of y'all should be up in the top tiers. Every one of y'all should be either a killer whale, a shark. You should be the top of the food chain. You may not know it now, but if you want to grow from where you are right now, be honest with yourself, because that's a potential that God gave to each and every one of us. It's your boy, Brother E from Talk That Church, man. God bless and stay up, guys.